For centuries, New York City has been a place of refuge for those fleeing poverty and persecution. And while the city still has an open-door policy, refugees are often finding it too expensive to resettle in the 5 boroughs. In response, communities across the metropolitan area are picking up the slack, taking in hundreds of families, including those from the war-torn nation of Syria. Statewide, New York has admitted between 500 and 1,000 Syrians since the conflict began 6 years ago. And New Jersey has taken in around half that number, despite Governor Christie's opposition to resettlement efforts because of what he says are security concerns. Many of those Syrians now call Elizabeth, New Jersey home, and they're about to get their first real taste of New York City thanks to a local tour company that will be showing them around Manhattan this month for free. And joining me now with more on this is the founder of Real New York Tours, Luke Miller, who put together this experience, and Aisha Asif of the Islamic Circle of North America Relief, a social services organization that works with refugee families. Thank you both for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Aisha, let me start with you. You know, I came to this country myself as a refugee when I was a little kid many decades ago, but even I can't imagine what the people from Syria and Iraq and all those countries that are fleeing sacrifice and war are experiencing. Tell us a little bit about that journey and what they experience when they first get here.
We've been seeing it on the news, and just actually hearing it from the families themselves is just, you know, horrific on another level. We've had families who've spoken about how members of their extended family have been shot in the streets of Aleppo. They've just been tortured really brutally. This one person that we work with, his leg was chopped off. Another one had screws screwed into his back. You mean
during torture?
Yes, during torture. So it's just been really horrific for them. And coming here, obviously, it's been great. They're very happy to be in a safe place. But coming to a different country, especially when you don't speak the language, you don't have connections, has its own set of challenges that they face. Of course, one is the language barrier just mentioned, and another is that you don't have any financial security. You have to start over. Even if you're a doctor or a lawyer, you have to start over, and it's not always easy to find a job. So that's one thing. And on top of that, you have to pay back the airfare to the U.S. government or to the, refugee resettlement agency, whoever has brought you here. And to do that in just like a year and some months, it's very difficult.
What is your reaction? What has been your response to this administration's policies and proposals dealing with refugees, particularly coming from Middle Eastern countries, the 6 Middle Eastern countries that they've targeted?
Yes, so what we've done is we've decided to expand our refugee services, so just expand all the kinds of help that we've been giving them. And we also, the refugee families we work with in New Jersey, they called our staff and said, we're scared. What if the police come to our door? What if the FBI comes? Like, what do we tell them? So we actually arranged classes with CUNY Clear. So they would come and teach them about, these are your rights. You have the right to speak to a lawyer. You don't have to let them inside your house. You can just tell them to wait until they have a warrant, these kind of things. And obviously, just to help them out as much as we can, we do everything from providing them cooking oil to car donations, we say, and everything in between.
Yeah. So, Luke, let me get you in here. What moved you? What motivated you to come up with this idea of this tour for these?
Well, first and foremost, after hearing Aisha speak, I feel like I'm doing nothing. I mean, just, thank you for all the great work you guys do. Well, Real New York Tours, we've been around for about 10 years now, and it was started by my wife and I. We were just so discouraged by the current political environment when it comes to refugees and immigration. And, we just wanted to do something to kind of counteract really our own feeling of helplessness and to welcome these folks and to let them know that, New York stands in solidarity with them. It was a very small gesture, but I felt like, what better way to do this than to show them the greatest cultural melting pot in the world.
What do you show them?
So, the tour is we're going to do some of the iconic kind of traditional stuff. We're going to, but we also want to focus on some, historical aspects of cultural diversity in New York and immigration. We're going to be doing the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. We're going to be doing Central Park, Times Square. And, then we also want to really focus on some early Dutch history in New York.
What do you hope beyond that the people who participate in this tour come away with?
I mean, I hope they feel welcomed. I hope they know that their new home, this area, is a city that embraces cultural diversity and our differences.
Well, Luke, thanks so much for the work that you're doing, and
yeah.
I should thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Can I say one more quick thing? Is
Yes.
that all right? I just want to say that, I think I was sitting here looking at all of us and thinking, this is really what New York City's all about. I mean, here we have an award-winning journalist from Cuba. We have an Ivy League grad who's a woman of Muslim faith, and then you have this lowly New York tattoo tour guide who didn't even finish high school. And and we're all here for the greater good of people, and that's really what this is all about.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For more on this story and how you can get involved in this wonderful project, head over to our website at metrofocus.org.